Lisa Murkowski, there she is. So craven. Look at her. Oh my God. She did a little interview. There's another shot of her. We're going to watch her interview here.
Senator Paul said that that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country.
Oh my God.
That's what Senator Paul said.
My question was easy. Senator, we've got the...
I didn't say it, ma'am. I'm just asking for your response.
My response is I have an obligation to the people of the state of Alaska. And I live up to that every single day. I fight for my state's interests, and I make sure that Alaskans are understood. I work hard to take care of a state that has more unique situations, more unique people, and it's just different. And so when people suggest that federal dollars go to one of our 50 states in a, quote, bailout, I find that offensive. I advocated for my state's interests. I will continue to do that, and I will make no excuses for doing that.
Now, what I wonder is if he's going to follow up and say, if you knew this bill was going to harm 30 out of the 49 states and cost them dearly, would you still like sell out those states in exchange for Alaska getting a couple of the benefits?
Do I like this bill? No, because I tried to take care of Alaska's interests. But I know that in many parts of the country, there are Americans that are not going to be advantaged by this bill. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we moved through.
She admitted it! Oh my God, dude, she admitted it! She said, I know a bunch of people all over the country are getting harmed for this, but good luck, people. I'm going to be sipping champagne and eating caviar, right, up in Alaska. Stephen Miller's going to put toenail polish on me while they crack the skulls open of some fucking immigrants, and I'm just going to be like, ha, 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 ha. Dude, what a fucking bitch, bro.
I don't like the fact that we moved through an artificial deadline, an artificial timeline to produce something, to meet a deadline, rather than to actually try to produce the best bill for the country. But when I saw the direction that this is going, you can either...
She said, I decided to do that for my own state.
Either say, I don't like it, and not try to help my state, or you can roll up your sleeves.
Yeah, I can either say, well, I'm going to protect the great number of Americans that are going to be harmed by it, or I can roll up my sleeves and I can embezzle the Republicans and let them buy my vote in exchange. Wow, dude. That is one of the most craven things I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro. Nobody's even hiding their degeneracy. It is like hoods off. I also want to show you what she wrote, because she wrote this thing on her page today. Look at this. Look at her belly aching. I'm going to take you through this real quick. So first off, to give you a little background with Lisa Murkowski, you may have remembered her from a couple months ago from this video.
Say to people who are afraid, or who represent people who are afraid, we are all afraid. Okay? That's what I've stated. But we are, we're in a time and a place where I don't know. I certainly have not. I have not been here before. And I'll tell you, I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice, because retaliation is real. And that's not right.
Dude, isn't that crazy? Right? Like so the gist of that beginning part is that she's anxious, she's scared. Now this woman had the power to stop this juggernaut. This woman had the power to like put this thing in its tracks. If she had voted against it, J.D. Vance would have only brought it to 50. Would have been no deal. She literally had the power to stop this savagery. And the constituents like, what do you have to say to people who are scared? And she's like, oh, we're all scared. It's a crazy time and place. Retaliation is real. I'm anxious about using my voice. And she decided to not use her voice. She decided to capitulate. Okay, but now look at what she says, what she writes. She says, this was one of the hardest votes I have taken during my time in the Senate. Oh yeah, Murkowski, we really feel for you. My goal throughout the reconciliation process has been to make a bad bill better for Alaska, she says. And in many ways, we have done that. Blah, blah, blah. But at what cost? Millions of people getting thrown off medical care, SNAP benefits disappearing, ICE budget blowing up. So there's going to be more concentration camps. But it is the people of Alaska I worry the most about, especially when it comes to potential loss of social safety net programs, Medicaid and SNAP. To address the bill's shortcomings, we have helped our communities through a $50 billion rural health fund. So mean hundreds of millions of dollars for Alaska hospitals, community health centers, and other providers. So basically what she's saying is they gave her a little bit money for Alaska. So she's going to sink the whole goddamn country. Let everybody else in America fry. But they knew she was a critical vote. So she leveraged that for Alaska. She sold us all out. But let's not kid ourselves. This has been an awful process, a frantic rush to meet an artificial deadline that has tested every limit of this institution. While we have worked to improve the present bill for Alaska, it is not good enough for the rest of our nation, and we all know it. My sincere hope is that this is not the final product. This bill needs more work across chambers and is not ready for the president's desk. So she said this bill is not good for the rest of the nation. Everybody knows it, but they voted for it anyway. Wow. That is mind-blowing, isn't it? And as you might imagine, everyone in there is fucking on her jock. Everybody's fucking shitting on her. She could have killed it. It would have been dead and gone. Look at that though, dude. Oil packs. She took $2 million from the oil companies. But not only that, but it's blowing up the debt ceiling, a $5 trillion increase on the debt ceiling, which is insane. I mean, if the bill is costing nothing and going to pay for itself and going to, pay down the deficit, why'd they have to increase the debt ceiling? Dude, it's crazy, bro.
Talking about the big frauds out there, I mean, 𝗙ecie Murkowski of Alaska, her focus, and I understand she represents Alaska, which has less than 800,000 people who live in Alaska. I care deeply about the people who live in Alaska. I think Alaska is a beautiful state. But I think if you spoke to a lot of people in Alaska and said, hey, you may have some of your supplemental nutrition assistance saved and you may get health care, but you are going to do that at the expense of having Americans get killed in other states because they're going to lose Medicaid because they're trying to figure out special Alaska carve-outs to get 𝗙cie Murkowski's vote. So you may survive, but your survival is at the death of other Americans.
Hunger Games kind of shit.
I think, and I may be naive, that the people of Alaska would not want to see others die.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a lot of people in Alaska would say, no, man, we're solidarity with the other states.
I think the comment that I made was, is he being authoritarian or is it Trump being Trump? I think we are seeing authoritarian acts.
Yeah, no shit. You think, 𝗙cie Murkowski? Like your furrowed fucking brow? Like, really? You just figuring that shit out? What the fuck is wrong with these people? Look at her face, dude. I have never wanted to swing a 9-iron more than right now, dude. It's like I need to hit the links,
A
baby.
red line for you.
I have told people that when it comes to legislating, I don't like to advertise what my red line is because I've got to negotiate, right?
Yeah, she doesn't have a red line. Her red line is if you give her a little bit of money for Alaska, she'll sink the whole goddamn country. She'll fuck us all, bro.
But I think that when you have clearly overstepped that rule of law, when you have defiantly pushed back on the Supreme Court as a president and said, I'm going to disregard that. I think those are red lines.
We've got two close neighbors here in Alaska. We got Russia over here. We've got Canada over here. How we came to a place where we're fighting now with Canada and we're making nice with Russia.
Yeah, because you have a degenerate fucking president whose agenda you just endorsed. God damn, bro. She is the most degenerate legislator out there, boss. She could have sank this thing, but she didn't, guys. She threw us right under the fucking bus. Right under the bus. The photographer captured the exact moment Lisa Murkowski's soul left her body.
Murkowski released a statement saying, in part, quote, "My sincere hope is that this is not the final product. This bill needs more work across chambers and is not ready for the president's desk."
Dude, horrible. Like, this bill is terrible. I know it's going to hurt people all over the country, but I'm going to go ahead and let it advance anyway and hope that they don't just pass it as is. Like, what the fuck is this statement? What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.